In this video I'm going to show you in 5 easy steps how to learn to crochet. And that while you're on holiday, relaxing and calming on maybe your sunbed or on the balcony, wherever you are, just have fun and relax. The 5 steps are: first, we're going to show you how to hold the crochet hook, then how to make a slip knot, how to make a chain, and then the first crochet stitch I'm going to teach you is the single crochet. And at the end we're going to show you how to fasten off your project and how to weave in the ends. And we start the crochet and we're going to start making a rectangle. Once you finish your rectangle, you can use this for multiple purposes, but one of the purposes you can use it is a bookmark. We can decorate it with buttons, or we can fold it for 2/3, flap this, and you have a little pouch for either credit cards or your earphones or whatever purpose you have for it. So let's go! Before we start making any crochet stitch, we need some supplies. First, we need, of course, some yarn. In my crochet tutorial, I use cotton from Drops. It's Drops Muscat. It's a mercerized cotton that gives it a bit of a shine. Cotton is very durable, which I love in my crochet projects because I make a lot of amigurumi animals. And when customers buy that for children or little kids, they can play with it without it gets all fluffy and too much stretched out. And then of course we need the crochet hook. The crochet hook that I use in my project is the 2.5mm hook, which I highly recommend when you use Drops Muscat cotton to crochet with. Then of course when you finish your project, we need to have the little scissors to cut off the yarn, and to fasten off and to weave in your yarn at the end, we need of course the little tapestry needle, which you can recognize on the rounded top. And it's not really necessary, but it's really helpful. I always like to have a little cup or a little bowl next to me. So when I'm busy with my crochet project, instead of the bowl rolling all the time on the table or on the floor, I just put it in a mug or a bowl or whatever you have in hands, and wherever you go, the bowl just always stays in place. Handy, huh? The 2 most popular ways of holding a crochet hook is either the knife method or the pencil method. With the knife method, you keep, well, with both methods, you keep your thumb on the flat area of your crochet hook and you grab your fingers around the hook like you would hold a knife. And this is how we crochet. Me personally, I love the pencil method, and that means I like to write it and support the hook on my middle finger and hold it between my thumb and index finger. This way, with my wrist and my fingers, I feel I have more control over the hook. But whatever method you use or however you hold the yarn, it will not stop you from making all those beautiful stitches of crochet in the world. Step 2. The magic of the slip knot. Let's start to create the very first beginning of your crochet adventure. We want about 15 centimeters of the tail end that we put the yarn over our index finger and we make a loop around the finger and we kind of cross it over here. So on top of your index finger you have a little cross. Then we put the hook under the first yarn of your index finger. You grab the yarn, you pull it up, let your finger go, and you pull gently on the 2 yarns. Now, to move this knot from here up to your hook, you just pull on the working yarn, and if you want to loosen it, you just pull back on the tail end. But for now we just pull it up. There we go. And your slip knot is done. Step 3. How can we hold the yarn while we crochet? There are many ways where everyone feels comfortable with, but I am going to show you my way. And that is, you have the crochet hook in your right hand. You grab the tail end with the pink and your ring finger so it's out of your way. And the working yarn you just put over your index finger, and then with your other 3 fingers you just grab that. And you can hold this here all the time, and it helps you with the tension. It doesn't go anywhere. If you need a bit more, you let the fingers loose and you get more yarn. Simple as that. Right, another step closer to the first stitch. In step 3, we're also going to make our first chain of 14, because this will be the start of our first crochet project. A bookmark we're going to make. Exciting, eh? To hold the slip knot, you hold it between your thumb and your index finger. You will hear me telling this many times, to hold your work between your thumb and index finger, because it really helps with the tension of your work. To start the chain, we move the hook under the yarn on your index finger, which is now called in crochet terms yarn over. As you can see, the yarn is over the hook at the minute. And then we catch the yarn with the thread of our crochet hook and we pull it through our chain. Don't keep the chains too tight because you come into problems. Make a nice long chain. And we're going to do the same thing again. We move the yarn under the yarn and pull it up. And we keep moving with your thumb to the next chain up, so we keep our project nice and tight here. We have a nice loose chain. We move the hook under the yarn, catch the yarn and pull it through. And we move the thumb again up. So. Yarn over and pull through. We have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches, so we need another 7, 8. Right, your first chain. Aren't you proud of yourself? Well done. Now it's going to happen. You're only 1 stitch away from your first crochet project, the single crochet. So a single crochet is one of the stitches I use most for amigurumi. Amigurumi is a style of crochet what goes round and round and round, and it's mostly used to make stuffed animals. I love making them for children. As you can see on your chain, you can see the chains in little V's. Does that make sense? As we start with the single crochet, we skip the first chain and we insert the hook into the top loop of that second V. So right there. Then you do the same as you chained. You put the yarn over, you catch the yarn, pull it up, but now you have 2 loops on your hook. So we have to do the same trick again. We put yarn over, catch the yarn again, and pull it up through 2 loops. And that is our first single crochet. You can see when you make a single crochet that this hole becomes a little bit bigger. So we're going to make the next single crochet in the next V. So we insert the crochet hook under this loop of the V, yarn over, catch the yarn, pull it up, and make sure you pull up the left loop as high as your right loop. This creates a nice tension. Then we put again the hook under the yarn, so yarn over, catch the yarn, pull it through the 2 loops. You see, now this is a bit a bigger hole because we just crocheted a single crochet in that. Now we go to the next V. Move your hook in the yarn, yarn over, pull it up, make again the left loop as high as the right loop, yarn over and pull through both. Next, insert the hook under the loop, yarn over, pull it up, hold it nice and tight, yarn over and pull it through. As you can also see, I move with every stitch. I move again my thumb so I can hold the work between my thumb and index finger exactly there where I'm working. Again, this creates a nice tension. So we insert the crochet hook under the yarn, pull it up, make a nice loop as high as the right loop, yarn over and pull through both. Insert the hook, yarn over, pull it up, yarn over and pull through 2. Insert the hook, pull it up, yarn over and pull through 2. Insert the hook, yarn over, pull it up, yarn over, pull through. Insert the hook, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through. Insert the hook, yarn over, pull up and pull through. So 2 more to go. You have only 1 here and 1 there. And then this is your slip knot. Insert the hook, yarn over, catch the yarn, pull it up, yarn over and pull it through. The last one, insert the hook, yarn over, pull through. Again, make also here sure you have your left loop as high up as your right loop. Yarn over and pull through both. Right. Your first row of single crochets. To check how many crochets you've made, you can easily do that by counting the V's. If you look on top of your work, you see little V's been created by the single crochets. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13. Lovely. Next, the second row of crochet. To put another row of crochet on top of this, we need to do a turning chain which gives us a bit space to move this one more row up. I'll show you. So what I mean is we keep our work between the thumb and index finger and we make a chain. So yarn over and pull through. This little chain helps us of going up. And then we just swap the work to the other side. So your work is mainly in your left hand. And you grab your work between your thumb and index finger on the right side of this crocheted work. The first single crochet you're going to do in your second row is in the second stitch of the hook, which means this chain was your first. This chain was your first stitch, and this is called the second stitch. As from now on, we don't have just loops anymore from the chain, we have a single crochet. So when we make our single crochet, we put the hook in this little hole here, insert your hook there, and then it goes under both of the loops, as you can see. That's a test, you know you're doing good. Then the yarn goes over the hook again, and we pull it up till you have nice steady loops there. Yarn over and pull through two. Again, you see that we can see that the first crochet is made in this stitch because it's a bigger hole. We want the next stitch right there. So we insert the hook. Make sure it goes under both loops again. Yarn over. Pull it up. Yarn over and pull through. So insert the hook into the next hole. Yarn over. Pull it up. Yarn over. Pull through. Insert the hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up, yarn over and pull through. And keep moving your thumb to the next stitch so your work is again between your thumb and index finger. So it cannot go anywhere and you have a nice steady base. Insert the hook under the two loops, yarn over, pull it up, yarn over and pull through. when you make a mistake like I did now, I just didn't pull all the... It's not a problem with crochet. It's so easy. You can just keep pulling on your working yarn and you undo the stitch you don't want. And then you just put your hook back into the loop of the last crochet you made. And you just start over. I always pull a bit on this end, so if the yarn has been split, it makes it all tight and nice together. So insert the hook again under the 2 loops, yarn over, pull up, yarn over and pull through. Now, a lot of beginners, they make the mistake of not crocheting in the last stitch because they think that this stitch is not a stitch, that they finished the work now. As we can count again the stitches, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's not our lucky 13. So if we turn the work a little bit more towards you, you can still see that there is here a V, which is your first single crochet. You still have to go under these 2 loops, yarn over, pull up your yarn over and pull through both. So, and that was your second row of single crochets. So my bookmarkers I make with 13 single crochets, and I make them with 37 rows of crochet. So it should measure about 5 centimeters till about 20 centimeters. If you want it smaller, if you want to have it bigger, if you want to have it taller or longer, just do whatever you like to do. There is no good or wrong in this pattern. I like to crochet something what I can either use right away or I can maybe give it away as a little souvenir present. So, the third row we go do the same again. Just make sure you don't make this too tight. We make the turning chain and we swap our work and we continue crocheting. So I've just crocheted 5 rows of single crochet. And this is our last row of single crochets. Before we come to the last step of our tutorial, how to crochet. You remember step 5? Step 5 is the one where we fasten off our yarn from our project and to weave in the ends, because we will have a loose piece of yarn on the top of our project and on the bottom. There we go. One more. Voila! And our bookmark is nearly finished. So to fasten off our project, we leave about a good 15 centimeters of yarn and we cut it right there. And the working yarn we can put back, and this you just pull up the yarn just like that, and it's secured But you don't want to have a bookmark with just some loose ends. So we grab our darn needle, tapestry needle, yarn needle, the needle with the smooth end. We put our yarn in and we stitch it away in the back of our work. The front of our work you can see, because on the front of our work you can see the V's of your work. When you hold the back you can't see the V's. You have to kind of swap over to see them. So if you hold your work in front of you and you can see the V's, that means you're on the right side of your work. If you turn around on the bad side of your work, or they call it the wrong side of your work, you can't see the V's on top, but you can see little line of stitches. So we go to the right side, but we don't want to have the yarn weaved in on the right side of your work, so we turn it, and then you will see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 V's, and you put in your needle under this, and you come up on one point. Don't pull it too tight, otherwise your corner will look a bit weird. And then you skip this one, otherwise you go same way back and then it doesn't work. You go to the next one, you put it back under there. Again, don't pull it too tight or you make holes in your work. And again, skip this loop, start here, and we'll go one more time back. So we went forwards, backwards and forwards, or back and forth. Voila! And then we only have to do this little cut. And we weaved in our yarn. We only have to do the starting yarn as well. Just make sure that you do this on the same side. And trust me, not one crocheter in the world loves doing this. But if you don't do it now, you will end up always with having a bookmark where the ends aren't shown, pulling out, or any other crochet work, and that's a shame. Right. All done. I'm so happy you watched my tutorial. If you like my tutorials, please subscribe to my channel, because after these tutorials I'm going to show you how to crochet on vacation in Catalonia, especially because that's where I live. And I really hope that you have joy out of all my videos I'm going to make, because I love doing it. Bye!